So this is called the STAR wrap. It's soft tissue active release. So what we have are 3 different shaped inserts that you would use for different muscles that are in pain, different problems you might have. So if you have the length of a muscle, perhaps the belly of the hamstring, this would be good for the entire muscle. If you have a specific problem where you have a pain somewhere that you can identify pinpoint accuracy, this is good for that, where there's adhesions within the muscle fibers. This is a little more general if you don't really know where the pain is, you just have general tension, and this is a little less painful, less intense. So you have 3 different inserts to choose from, and then you have basically a whole system to cover the entire body. So you have the lower leg and arm. Okay, so this is used for anywhere on the lower leg, anywhere on the arm, upper arm, even parts of the shoulder. The way it works is we attach it, we find where our pain is, so it's really important to mention shin splints. This is excellent for shin splints. So we put it on the belly of, if you can identify the pain or just follow, you might move it around a few times.
It's not right here, on the inside.
On the inside of the shin here?
Yeah.
Okay, so is it through?
It's not right there, it's like all like right next to the bone on the inside.
On the inside. Okay, so we would actually, I'm going to use a wedge on this one. Just we can target along the inside, so it's around there. So we're just putting it along the inside of the tibia, wrapping it through. Okay. Does it still feel like it's on there? And then this is the compression strap, so cinch that down nice and tight, and basically we're going to have Emily just kind of walk around, and we can adjust the pressure, but that's going to really pinpoint the fibers where she's feeling the pain. And as she walks, it's intense, but the pain will decrease. There's some concerns about inflammation, so depending on what's causing the shin splint, this is definitely something that we need to kind of figure out what's going on a little bit. But if you can explore, because usually with the leg, if you feel pain at one part of the body, there's other things that are going on. So if you took tension out of the calf, out of the soleus, out of the shin, most likely that pain would go away. So it's not always best to go directly to the pain, but to treat, some areas. So that's, any questions like that, like if I have a pain here, I can recommend and suggest where you might want to try application.
Because it usually goes like all the way up, the bone on the inside, all the way up.
Yeah.
So it's not really just like...
Right. And that's pretty much the length of the muscle. It's running all around the tibia. So we're dealing with really the soleus, is the muscle that's most likely related to this problem, which is on the posterior. You're just feeling, so the soleus is here, but it attaches on the tibia. So you're talking about this muscle that you're feeling, or you're talking like specific, but pretty much...
all those ones where you're pressing is where...
Yeah, so
they weren't even bothering me today, but like pushing on up.
Yeah.
Like that, like I can feel it.
So that's the soleus. Okay, so that's where treating the back of the leg is more appropriate than treating spot specific, because the way the muscle works is by treating through here and breaking it up, like finding tension like there. That's a good spot to hit with the spot specific. So you kind of have to figure out through palpation, and you put it on and you feel, where it feels like it's tight. So you want to undo the compression as you're finding the spot. Does that feel like and then just put enough pressure for, you don't want to crank it down too much, because it doesn't take much stimulus to create change in the tissue. Just a little bit of a gentle, irritant of sorts helps break up adhesions. So now walk around and basically just walking around, give her a few minutes, 3-5 minutes, and the tissue is going to change. It's going to have to adapt under that focal compression, and when it adapts, it lets go, it releases. So put the wedge on which hamstring you want? The right one. So you can either, with the wedge, the teardrop is pinpoint, so you just pretty much hit an area. This one you want to go across fibers, so I want to dig into the muscle cross fiber. The fibers run like this, I want to go across like that. So if you tell me kind of an area that, like there, okay. So what we do is, so right about there. Okay, so we're gonna hold this. Put this through that loop. Okay, you draw it tight. This comes this way. We'll strap it in. So you velcro that tight. And then pretty much the exercise is engaging the muscle. So if you need more tension than you already have, a good tool you could use is a physio ball. Or you could use a bench. But basically, I would use the physio ball and be left. So I would use a bench. I was trying to incorporate the physio ball into this. Okay, so in this position, you're just doing flexion and extension. You could hold it, or you could just stand. If the pressure's enough, you can just flex and extend. So get the strap on the actual bench, so that's over there. And so you're basically trying to handle that as long as you can, but that's penetrating the tissue.
Yeah.
And the tissue's having to adapt around that pressure. So eventually the pain will disappear.
Yeah, because you can tell it feels like something sharp is digging into my muscle there because it's going across the opposite direction.
That's right.
What about foam rollers?
They're good. It's just, like I was saying, they're too general. It's like a broad surface rolling over the tissue, and you need more spot specific. So that's the whole invention of this will get as specific as you need. From a teardrop pinpoint to a wedge to a shaved dome, we can address the tissue, whatever it is, wherever it is, and hold focal compression on that point as you move the leg. And so if that's too much, you can just walk around with it. You just do a bending and flexing, and that takes off some of the pressure. But you will get rid of your tension in your hamstring by using this.
Because I had knee problems, but when I was in middle school, it was growing pains.
Oh, yeah.
And well, I'm not growing anymore, so let's come up with a different reason why I still have knee problems.
Right.
So then I've just always been told, I have tight hamstrings, tight quads, just all that stuff, and because I run a lot, I play basketball, and so and I lift my legs more than anything else ever, so
you just need,
I put a lot of attention and a lot of focus on my legs, and so I don't recover them as well as I should from everything that I do to them.
Right. Exactly. It'll be enlarged. That's how there's blood flow coming to the surface. You know, and it's challenging and very specific muscle.
Right.
That's a star wrap.
It already feels better than this one
It does?
Yeah.
There you go. You